Welcome to Puro Pinche Sports. I'm your host, Jose Garza, and tonight, my boy Milton Wynn is joining me with this awesome discussion of some football. Hold on, make sure I got this right. There we go. And we're going to be talking about the NFC South. We're going to be talking about them, the reigning champions with that 89 record, the Carolina Panthers, the Atlanta Falcons with the new head coach, the Buccaneers without Mike Evans, and the Tyler Shuck New Orleans Saints. But my boy Milton, how you doing tonight, man?
Oh, very good, dude. Excited to talk about this competitive, awful division. Can't wait.
Competitively awful is insane, but accurate. This is a division that ended with three teams, 8-9, all tied for first, except tiebreakers gave the Panthers the nod. And then, of course, go ahead.
All with the negative point differential as well. All of them.
Hey, damn, that hurts. The pain is real. Good thing we're not fans of either of those teams.
No affiliation.
No affiliation whatsoever. No. So as soon as Clint Kubiak left that team, you were like, I'm done too.
Yeah.
Eric Carr retired.
I told you. Of course. So those two of them departed. What's the point? That's not my shield. Not defending that.
No, there you go. But man, this is gonna be interesting because Milton, do you still think this is the worst division in football today, even with all the changes we've seen during the offseason, all the moves and everything? Do you still think this is the worst division in the NFL?
Oh, certain, hands down. I don't think it's close. Just right now. Maybe in a couple of years, sure. I see the vision, but right now, as we speak, of course, yes. Your opinion?
When you're giving a comparison to everyone else, yes, absolutely, it is unarguably the worst one right now. And until these teams make changes, it's gonna be that way, or at least until they prove us wrong. So we'll see. Milton, I'm gonna make sure we're good here. You know me, I like to recap and make sure we're good and live and everything. So I think we're okay. Maybe I was just looking at the camera too long on my phone. But nonetheless, all right, man, let's get started. Obviously, the New Orleans Saints, not the sexiest team in the world, but they did go 6-10, which is an improvement to what I thought they'd be. 0-17. No, they went 6-11. Sorry, but still an improvement from 0-17. Tyler Shuck kind of turned it over at the end of the season when he took over the reins from the quarterback position over what's his name?
Rattler, Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler. Oh my God, yes. Good luck, kid.
He was supposed to be so good. Isn't that weird? Well, you watch college a little bit more. You watch. You didn't see it? Okay.
No. Who told y'all that? I didn't care for Spencer Rattler.
I don't know. I thought
there's a reason why they went ahead and got Tyler Shuck the following year. They knew. They knew. But nonetheless, I mean, with Alvin Kamara being wishy-washy, with so many questions about is Olave going to be healthy, they came out and impressed because obviously everyone had low thoughts of them. They impressed despite everything, and of course they do have Super Bowl champion OC, Kellen Moore as the new head coach. Now this is his second year with this team. How do you think Kellen Moore is going to fare with this roster, with the adjustments made, with the offseason moves, the losses, and the additions? What do you think they'll be able to do here?
Okay, well, I think that he's going to him specifically he's going to fare well this year. I see the blueprint. I see the acquisitions. I see the kind of the identity starting to form on offense from a Kellen Moore style. So not saying that they're going to be great, not saying they're going to be hot, but I think this offense is going to surprise some people and prove some other people right. I think the offense is going to be good, and that's where they're going to put that with Kellen Moore. And that's kind of where they're going to say, was it a successful season or not? As long as they don't suck, the offense is thriving. So to answer your question, yes, I think Kellen Moore is going to look good at the end of this season. Offensively, love everything. I think it's a sneaky offensive line. I think it could be a top 5, top 7 offensive line if it's healthy, 100%. And with the weapons, adding Jordan Tyson, of course, there's that injury risk, but him with Chris Olave, seeing if Shuck is the main man, because like you said, I mean, Shuck kind of turned the identity of the Saints around last year. I mean, they won 5 of the 7 games. I forgot what he did. I think what 4 of 3. I forgot what he did, but he had a winning record. He made them look like they didn't suck, and I think that's nothing but good. Nothing but good vibes when it comes to the offense. Say that.
Yeah, let me look at the record, because from the Week 10 matchup against the Panthers, they went on to go 5-3 to finish out the season. So that's a positive thing. So I think that's around the time that he took over. I'm gonna double check the stats just to be sure.
I think he went 4-3 or 5-3 for sure. I know he had a winning record, and that's really all you can ask for, because I think Spencer Rattler didn't win a game, or he won 1.
He won 1 game, is from what I remember. So that one there, Tyler Shuck has a record of, let me do a check here, 5-4. So he did start probably week 9 then. Okay. And then took over from there, which his numbers aren't crazy good. It ain't the sexiest. But it was really more the stuff at the end of games, Milton, where they were still playing competitive and he was able to put them just over the top. There's a guy who started 9 games. He got 67% of his throws completed, 2,300, nearly 2,400 yards passing. Mind you, with only half the season, is not bad at all. Imagine now this year that he'll finally have a full season to play. Right. But the one thing that looks a little low would be his touchdown, interception ratio. 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. But that's just passing. If you count his rushing, he got 3. So total 14-6. It's not the sexiest, but again, he kept them close. He kept them competitive. And that was one of the biggest factors from having Shuck over Spencer Rattler.
Yep. Got him a nickname. Got him a whole phrase from you as well. You got shucked.
You got shucked. Yeah. If you think there's a quarterback you liked last year, he got shucked.
Yeah. A lot of them did. And also let me ask you, the Travis Achan Jr., which that last name really pisses me off, because
I'm going with ATN. I'm not changing. I'm not changing. I know,
man.
I'm sorry. He waited to year 5. Year 5 for us to know the name. I'm not changing it now. Just the same way, because what is it? It's Devon ATN and Travis Achan. How the hell did y'all swap last name pronunciations? Yeah. There's no way. Now Achan was a lot sooner than that, right? Achan did it, I think, after
he did it immediately. Year. Yeah,
but ATN waits till 5, so they had a pronunciation swap. Hell no, I'm not doing that now.
Okay,
no.
You know what? I respect that, and I'm gonna join you in that stance. So with Travis Etienne Jr. coming over, obviously you had kind of low expectations last year. We were also I had high hopes fantasy wise, but I was actually surprised on how good he really was. So, do you think that was a very good move to kind of put them over the top, offensively speaking?
Offensively speaking, yes, absolutely. Yeah, and this is one of the big things I've been debating with Seahawks fans the last couple of days over on TikTok. It's important to not put everything on the shoulders of just your quarterback. It's important to have a fair, good run game in there. And I said that last week too with Patrick Mahomes. One of the biggest things that hurt him the last couple of years and over time, especially last year, was that he had to carry the load on his own. He couldn't rely on a running back to take the weight off the shoulders. That is something that Shuck is going to need, because last year, again, there wasn't really a run game to have. Kamara was in and out. He was not productive as he was before. He's taking a pay cut this year to stay with them, so he's not traded or forced to retire. So now that you have Kamara as an RB2, if you don't like him, you can put Ty Chandler or Kendra Miller, whatever. Whoever he wants to put an RB2. You can rely more on Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne is not going to be your 3-down back. He's not going to be your big guy to take over things, but he's a guy that's going to be elusive. He's a James White on the field. He will make things work by catching and running, but he's elusive, and that's what makes it a little more fun. Now, he's leaving. How How do you like this O-line, Milton? Because I know a few years ago you kind of liked it with Clint, got hurt and stuff. Do you think this O-line has been beefed up enough to stick around? Because
Oh,
really, one of the things that we liked last year with ATN was the O-line for Jacksonville got a little better. They were able to
yes.
protect, Trevor. They were able to keep Travis up longer. So, do you like the Saints O-line enough to keep Travis and Kamara and everyone else up?
100%. Again, like I said in the opening of it, I think this could, again, health has a lot to do with it, but this offensive line could be a top 5, top 7 offensive line. Mm-hmm. I was very bullish on them 2 years prior because, again, on paper, they were good. They were very good. I thought they were underrated. The names were really good. It's just injuries happen, and then we, of course, saw them implode. But to answer your question, yes, I think this offensive line arguably is going to be better as far as run blocking wise than the offensive line that ATN had in Jacksonville. Adding David Edwards, I think they overpaid, don't get me wrong, but especially as a run blocker, fantastic move. That was the only weak spot they really had. The right tackle, the left tackle, if they're healthy, have played very well. The center, if he's healthy, is just one of the best centers in the league, in my opinion. And Cesar Ruiz might be a weak spot, but only in the passing game, not the running game. So, yes, to answer your question, I think especially I do believe they are bringing Alvin Kamara back, and it'll be mutually agreed to. I think having Alvin Kamara, we both would agree he's not Alvin Kamara that we remember, but still a 65% Alvin Kamara and Travis Etienne with Kendre Miller. It could be scary. I think they could ruin a lot of parlays. Let's say that.
Definitely going to be interesting for sure. Guys, do us a favor. If you ever watch this live or on demand, like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. We want to hear from you. If you got shit to say, back it up. That's all we ask for. Don't just say shit. Back it up. So we'll do the same. Trust me, I will be in the comments commenting back. Don't worry, I'll be there. But just guys, like we got this one guy on the comments, Raz FC 3UY. He says better than damn your team. I'm like, is that you're the Saints fan, Seahawks fan? Who you gotta elaborate who your fandom is, because if you don't say who your fandom is, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know. It's
a blanket statement. Yep.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
And what's better than that? That's a conference champion. I don't know. Maybe you're a
and
Seahawks
the Saints.
Fan,
come on. If you're a Saints fan, come on. Let's not do this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was riding for y'all for a time. Yeah.
There you go. Angels in the house. He says, "My goat." Pretty sure he's talking to you, Milton, because then he goes, "Jose is."
Well. Good to see you, Angel. Good to see you. Thank you.
Angel, where's the love? Where's the love, Angel? I always shout out your name, brother. You always in my heart, dog. But I guess the pain is real. It's whatever.
And the last time I saw Angel, he said Milton does look homosexual. Didn't he say that? Right?
Oh yes, he's definitely come at you before. And that was before Pride Month. No, it's different. Rookie Shooter on the other channel that I can't see here for whatever reason. He says, was N'Keal Harry the worst draft pick in NFL history? Not the worst draft pick, but one of the worst, especially for the Patriots.
The hype was real. I fell for it. Damn it.
Cole Strange is up there, just so anybody asks. I know he's not on the team anymore, but he's up there. I hated that too. I hated N'Keal Harry being drafted, knowing DK, Debo,
there you go.
AJ Brown all got picked afterwards.
Yes.
Dog.
That's the main one. If I had to pick which one hurt me the most, is N'Keal Harry. What a waste.
Angel says, I don't care. Daddy Dak is the GOAT. Love the consistency. I love the consistency.
And
he says he loves me. I love you too, Angel. I do appreciate this. But guys, if y'all are fans, if you're gonna be in the comments, also share your fandom. Who's your team? I want to know who y'all root for. No disrespect to them or anything like that. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. I just want to hear who y'all's teams are. So have that fun in the comments. Angel says, I don't know why the Cowboys not signed me because I'm better than Jettas. I love it. I love it, dog.
Confidence is key. confidence is key, dude.
All right,
Keep it up.
Milton. Defense is going to be one of the big questions here because obviously we know the firepower of Atlanta. We know what the offensive power is of Tampa. Carolina, here and there, we need another year to see what is with Bryce and Ted and all that. But what is the defense good enough for the Saints? Like, this is the last thing we'll talk about before we go into their predictions. It was the Saints defense good enough to maintain. That's right, Angel. Your favorite team is the Cowboys with Daddy Dak. Is your favorite team gonna be? Is this defense good enough? Is this defense good enough to win the division somehow?
Well, that's a bit tough. I think is it good enough to? Well, the honest answer is no. But if the question is the defense good enough to win the division? If you look at the division and all of the defenses, in a sense, they're comparable in some senses. But just be flat out honest, then no. I think I don't know if you would agree, but if we can say Chase Young is probably the most important defensive piece on your team, that's normally not going to be a good thing. No offense to Chase Young.
Right.
He's had a career year for New Orleans, but that's not a good thing for New Orleans.
And it's crazy how his downfall went, right? What was he, like the second overall pick his year? And then he just never been the same, like after his rookie year. They did end up keeping Cam Jordan. I thought he was going to go probably follow Sean Payton to to the Broncos, but that didn't end up happening. So we'll see. Milton, because you're the guy who's vouching for Atlanta and I'm the guy who's vouching for Tampa, I say we interchange predictions. I say you ask me Saints and Bucks teams what the, like how we've been doing the predictions every week. And I ask you Atlanta and the Panthers.
Okay, cool.
So
I got you.
If you got the same schedule, pull it up.
Yes, I do. And I will start this bad boy off whenever you're ready. They make sure I got the right one so I don't just ruin your clips. The first Saints game is going at Detroit, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Just making sure so I don't ruin us all.
And real quick, Rookie Shooter is a fellow Pats fan. He says all day for Weymouth, Massachusetts. What's up, man?
Respect.
We're fans from Texas, so appreciate you being on here. Hope you like, share, and subscribe. All the good stuff, bro. We'll be talking about the Patriots. They're actually going to be our final week talk. So about 5 weeks from now, the AFC East will be our final one. We'll talk about them in 5 weeks. So obviously, with our fellow panelists, we have what is it, Milton? We have 5 other people on it in our group chat who just can't make it every week. Man, me and you are going to be holding down the fort for New England. That's what I'm going to tell you.
Right, yeah, for sure.
Or maybe I'm alone. Maybe because maybe I'm the only one that's let them still win division.
No, I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm not. I think you're more hype on them, which still always be, please. But I'm still hype on them though. I'm still hype.
All right. Give me an intro and then give me the predictions. Let's go. Let's bring it down.
Of course. If we're breaking down the New Orleans Saints 2026 regular season, beginning the year, we got the New Orleans Saints going to Detroit.
All right. At Detroit, tough week 1 start. It's not a division matchup either. It's a out of division matchup. I'm going to take an L right there. 0-1.
Okay. At Baltimore.
0-2. Oh my God. I mean, yes, we understand they got a new coach with Jesse Minter on this stuff, but I feel like that defense is reamped. 0-2.
We got Las Vegas Raiders at New Orleans.
The Derek Carr Bowl. Okay.
Yeah, really.
This is the first home game in New Orleans. Raiders are still questionable. So is New Orleans. Raiders are both questionable. Clint Kubiak is that's gonna be a great offensive minded matchup. Clint Kubiak versus Kellen Moore. It's really gonna depend on who has the better defensive matchup. So right now I'm gonna actually give it to the Superdome guys because I think it's harder to win in the Superdome than most people believe. So I'm actually gonna give the first win to the Saints right here, 1-2.
Right on. And now we got the first divisional matchup: Atlanta Falcons traveling to New Orleans.
ESPN matchup, Monday Night Football right here. How did we get the Saints on Monday Night Football? That's interesting. It's got to be the Falcons. It's got to be all about the new coach and of course Bijan. You get Bijan TV. That's awesome. I, I'll take a loss here. I'll take a loss. I like the away teams winning the in division matchup. So 1-3.
Okay. Now we got Minnesota traveling to the Superdome. Minnesota at New Orleans.
Kyler leading a squad. KLC. Take that a loss. 1-4 start. 1-4.
The New Orleans Saints versus the Giants at MetLife.
Over to MetLife. Tough matchup against John Harbaugh's new squad. If Malik Neighbors is back by this time, because this is about the time he's back, and Cam Scatterbull is not tearing his ACL doing backflips and all this stuff, this should be a Giants victory, 1-5.
We got the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to New Orleans. Pittsburgh versus the Saints.
Versus Pittsburgh in France. Milton, call me crazy. This is an upset win for the Saints. This will be their second win of the season, so 2-5.
Okay. They take a big break coming off their bye, I believe. Cleveland Browns at New Orleans.
Todd Monken might be fired by this point. Let's give the Saints a win. That's 3-5.
I totally agree. Another division matchup: Carolina at New Orleans.
Again, man, I like the away team winning in division matchups, but there's something about the Superdome that just makes teams go crazy. Last year, the Saints were one of the rare teams to beat Carolina when Carolina was feeling really hot. Right. Go ahead and give me the Saints to win another one. This will be 3 in a row for them. This will be 4-5.
I really like that. I see what the pattern you're doing. We got New Orleans Saints going to Chicago. New Orleans Saints versus the Bears.
That 3-game winning streak is over. At Chicago, they will get decimated respectfully by Ben Johnson's squad. That puts them at 4-6.
Okay. Not easier. Saints going to Cincinnati. Saints versus the Bengals.
Not easier. He says that because Joe Burrow's still a top 5 QB. That's the lowest you can put him at. You can't put him any lower, respectfully. I mean, I understand what y'all feel about availability, but that's Joe Burrow. And that defense has picked up a stop there. So that's going to be another L for the Saints. That puts them at 4-7.
Yes, sir. We got Green Bay traveling. Green Bay at New Orleans.
Green Bay's defense is not good. The O-line is not good. The RB situation is also up in the air. This is a team that I say falling really hard, and I'm talking about Green Bay. Give this to the New Orleans Saints. This will put them at 5-7.
I am so interested in NFC North, dude. I can't wait to hear what you got.
In 2 weeks, baby, in 2 weeks.
I can't wait for that one. Okay, back on subject. New Orleans Saints now traveling to Carolina.
I don't think they sweep them. I think I'll be fair and give them a split here. That should put them at 5-8.
Ran a divisional game again. New Orleans traveling to Tampa Bay.
I worry about Tampa Bay a lot this year, obviously with the loss of Mike Evans and then the uncertainty of Godwin's health situation and Buka's development. Bucky Irving is probably not going to be ready by the start of the season. Who knows when he's going to be ready ever again. Saints, baby. Give me the Saints over to Tampa in Raymond James Stadium. That puts them at 6-8, if I'm not mistaken.
8. Yep, correct. Now we got Arizona traveling to the Superdome. Excuse me, Arizona versus the Saints.
Oh, that 1-16 Arizona Cardinals team is going to take another L here. Big this 7-8.
Actually, you said, oh yeah. I'm sorry. Excuse me. All right, Saints at Atlanta. Another dome, but Mercedes-Benz dome.
13 months after their first match. 13 weeks after their first matchup. This is going to be crucial because now you see where I have the Saints. They're 7-8. They're competing. They're right there. You know, most of the time for you to win a division, it takes about just 8 or 9 wins. I don't know how we're going to talk about Atlanta and Tampa later on or Carolina. But let's say right now, hypothetically, they're close. They're close right here. They're competing.
Right.
It just won't be enough. Atlanta's going to sweep them this year, sadly enough. This will put them at 6-9.
7-9.
Oh, 7-9. Sorry. Yeah, 7-9.
Gotcha. Last game, Buccaneers traveling to the Superdome. Buccaneers at Saints.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and again split this divisional matchup. That puts them at 7-10. I think at this point, Baker's still fighting for something, even if they don't get it. They're still fighting more than what the Saints will be at this point. By the record wise, the Saints will be eliminated. So, final record 7-10, still an improvement from last year.
Beautiful. Also, so me and Jose, we disagree on the games, but likewise, I got 7-10.
There we go. Bet. Well, that's it for the Saints. Let's get on over to how the hell did I get to the Chicago Bears? This is not their time. This is the Atlanta Falcons time.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So let's see. Oh my God. Wait, what did I pull up? I don't know what I pulled up anymore. I don't know how the Bears got that.
I don't know what I pulled up.
I don't know what you did. Angel, you put a lot of easy wins for the Saints, and then they lose 2. So 15-2, Angel. I love it.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Oh gosh,
can't ever hate Angel and his comedy here. Love the stuff. All right, Kevin Stefanski is the new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons after being cut by the Cleveland Browns, where he won 2-time Coach of the Year. Not everyone agrees with those 2 times, but
sure.
I mean, it's the Browns. If you get a positive record for them, that's a W in a lot.
You make the playoffs, you make the playoffs. Yeah, you're getting it.
And with those changes, they keep Jeff Ulbrich for the defensive coordinator. They add Tommy Reese to be the new OC. He was an OC over in Cleveland, so he keeps his guy, the guy he trusts, over there. And now you've got a situation where we got 2 lefties at the helm playing quarterback. It's a quarterback battle with 2 lefties between Michael Penix and Tua Tagovailoa. Now Tua has the tapestry, Milton, if you want to say that. He has the better tapestry than
100%.
For Michael Penix. Sorry, 14-3. They lose against the Giants. Oh, okay, Angel. But the big thing is, Milton, we know how beautiful the Atlanta offense looks, right? When you got Bijan, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. It all looks sexy. It all looks great. But it's always the quarterback situation. It doesn't matter who the head coach is. It's always the quarterback position that just lets you down year after year after year. And we're talking about since Matt Ryan's, respectfully, MVP season. It's been that long that we've really struggled to see Atlanta move back up. Since the departure, basically, of Matt Ryan, of Julio Jones and all that stuff, and the coaching mind of
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn, thank you. All that stuff. And they've rebuilt very well. Arthur Blank has done very well. But my God, Milton, they can't get the quarterback situation right. Do you like Tua and Michael Penix? Are they going to be enough for Stefanski to finally get him over the hump of being stuck at the 7-9 win team? Is he the right coach to get them over the hump with these lefties?
100%. Like I'm with you. So because you asked the question just like that, the answer is yes. Can he get them over the hump of the 7 wins, the 8 wins, and actually make the playoffs? They haven't made the playoffs in a long freaking time. Funny enough, because they haven't sucked really, but they've been bad enough where they missed the playoffs. So it's been a very long time since they made the playoffs. So to answer your question, yes. Now, can a Tua-led offense or Michael Penix-led offense get them wins in playoffs? Probably not. But that's not what the NFC South's about, playa. It's the NFC South, man. Well, all you're trying to do is get them to the playoffs, and that'll be a successful season. Then Stefanski will have trust in the building with you mentioned Matt Ryan, the president of operations, Matt Ryan, and actually get a quarterback of his choosing. So, yes, I think with the talent that this offense has, something that he did not have in those coach of the year years in Cleveland, other than with Nick Chubb, I believe. he hasn't had this kind of talent on offense, and he made something out of nothing, and sometimes he made nothing out of nothing. But that's kind of what it is. So yes, to answer your question, he can. Kevin Stefanski could get this team over the hump, 100%.
Yeah, the Falcons haven't been to the playoffs since 2017. It's 9 years now. We're going into it.
It's kind of crazy, right?
And that was think that. Yeah, which is the year after they lost the 28-3 comeback. The most wins they've had since then, Milton, is 8. And that's the last 2 years that they've had Bijan, Pitts, and London together. The most to get with that squad is 8 and 9. The defense every year has been a question mark. Can they build? Can they improve? Can they do more? And it feels like little by little they do, but they still end up being the same weird team. This is a team that gets some weird losses, but then gets weird wins, right? Like what didn't they beat Buffalo last year?
I don't know. It's a good one. It's a good question.
Let me double check.
I will take a look.
They did 24-14.
I know they got beat 30-0 by Carolina, right? Who they lose to 30-0?
Yeah, Carolina.
Crazy, like right? That was crazy. That's crazy.
2 weeks before they beat Buffalo by 10, they lose by 30 to their own division rival. So in Carolina, to be fair, but still, I mean,
I don't care. 30-0.
Oh, and remember they got swept that year. They went 0-2 against Carolina. So
right.
But they got a weird win against Buffalo, and they got a weird win against the Rams. Remember at the end of the season.
Right.
They beat them 27-24. That was a Bijan game. So if you had fantasy football and you had Bijan, you were going crazy.
Crazy.
Ooh, I was nervous because that's when I won that title. And I had Puka to give me some points. I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. But anyways. I mean, has this defense improved? They obviously last year they went for it all with 2 defensive edge rushers. And then one of them got in real legal trouble this offseason.
Pierce.
With James Pierce. So has now with the additions of, let me see, what was the additions fully this year on the draft? With a cornerback of Avion Terrell, which is that AJ Terrell's brother?
Yes, correct. Yep, it is.
So they put them together.
Mm-hmm.
And then you add Zachariah Branch out of Georgia for wide receiver. Is this team enough to finally get over the hump with Stefanski at the helm? Truly, is this? Mind you, Alex Van Pelt's a QB coach, so I know we don't like Alex Van Pelt.
Right, we're on the same page there. As a coordinator, though, as a play caller,
that's a QB coach, damn it, and we don't like him at all.
He's not good. Yeah, he's not. You stay out of New England for sure. You stay out of Foxborough, Van Pelt. You ruin that. But to answer you, I think yes. I hear you, and again, I get. They didn't do a lot this offseason, which I would completely agree to. But guess what? We've always talked about how great this team is on paper. All they needed was coaching. And now they have unless Stefanski has completely lost it, which that can be, that's possible. I'm biased, but that's definitely possible. And everything that happened in Cleveland was actually because of him and the negatives. Okay, that's possible. I don't think it's the most likely situation. So I think they won 8 games the last 2 years, like you said. Stefanski by himself, having a guy like Bijan. We got to remember Stefanski, when he had Nick Chubb, they had one. That's when Nick Chubb was like, oh, man, Nick Chubb is a top 3 running back. Easy. I'm not saying it's just because of Stefanski. The offensive line was pretty good, and he was freaking Nick Chubb. So he had a top 5-esque running back, and look what he did with those teams. He never had a top 7, top 10 wide receiver, just talent, prospect. So I definitely am very confident that the Stefanski I know with Tommy Rees, keeping, like you said, the defensive coordinator in-house, I think this team has more than enough to win the division. That's not saying a lot, by the way.
You only need about 8 or 9 wins to win this division. Maybe
that's all I'm saying.
If you get 10, you won.
Oh, you won it. I don't care who you are. Yeah,
you win the South.
Whatever. Yeah, Whatever team
All
you
right.
get 10.
Well, let's test it, Moto. Let's test if you really believe that this team can get over the hump. Now, Jesse Bates, I do have him as a top 3 safety, I believe. Did I
Come
say
on.
3 or 4?
Yes, sir.
No, I had him 4. I had him 4 last week. I had him 4.
Yeah. That's.
Which is not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad.
I got him 3, so it's all right. Yeah, I get it.
It's not bad. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, let's test it out. Milton, we're going to predict the 2026 Atlanta Falcons regular season record. We ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, week 1 at Pittsburgh.
They're going to lose this one. I think Pittsburgh is going to come in hot. They're going to be – I think Pittsburgh at full strength is actually kind of a scary team. At full strength. I don't think they'll be at full strength the entire year. But anyways, this is about the Falcons. A loss.
Okay. Week 2 against Carolina.
They win their first matchup against Carolina. I think they split.
All right. Week 3 at Green Bay.
I think because it's at Green Bay, at first I think I would say Atlanta wins, but it's at Green Bay. I'm going to lean a very close game, a great watch, but Green Bay comes out with the victory.
Okay, so what's that right now? 1 and 2?
1 and 2. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Week 4 at New Orleans.
At New Orleans, they win that game. I think I have them sweeping New Orleans.
Ooh, okay. Spoiler for week 17. All right.
Sorry.
Week 5 against the Baltimore Ravens.
And they're going to lose this game as well. I just think matchup-wise, the way to have this defense where I think the defense is thin. It's good, and I think it's going to be very well coached, but it's thin. Very, very thin. And a way to beat this kind of team is to have a great running game. And I think Baltimore will have at least that.
Gotcha. Week 6 against Chicago.
They'll win this game. I have them winning. Tough matchup, but Chicago's corners and the way that I think the pass rush is not going to be existent, I think Atlanta does what they kind of want to Chicago's defense.
3-3 start, up and down. All right, week 7 against San Francisco.
Like you said, up and down. They lose this game. Yeah, I first was going to have them winning, but I have to be consistent. I went back to the video, and I had them losing against San Fran, so I'm be consistent.
Okay. Yeah, by the way, when I was editing the Seahawks record 2 nights ago, I realized James contradicted himself with that game between the Rams and Seahawks and Christmas. So I was like, I'm not going to tell James, but that's one. Yeah. We got to catch ourselves. So I'm glad
we got to. I caught myself on Seattle and San Fran. I did something when we were talking about one of the schedules, and but it kind of, I was right about one and then wrong about one, so I'm even. So I'm even right.
All right. Week 8 at Tampa Bay.
Let me see. At Tampa Bay, they will split. They beat them at Tampa Bay.
All right, 4-4 start. Week 9 in Madrid, Spain. They are playing against the Bengals.
Yes. So it's in Spain. I think the Spaniards are going to be loving them some Joe Cool. And I think it is going to be a offensive beauty. First defensive play, as far as big play, will win the game. And I think that will come from Cincinnati's front. Cincinnati wins.
Okay, 4-5. So they're not taking a bye after the international trip just yet. We'll take it after this week. Week 10 against the Kansas City Chiefs.
This one was kind of rough for me. I have, oh man. I'm going to say it. Kansas City ain't got no corners. Okay? Drake Lynn is going to go buck wild for minimum $170. Minimum $170. Atlanta wins. Upset.
All right. True up and down first 10 weeks, 5-5. Yes. Crazy.
Yes.
After the bye, week 12 at Minnesota.
They will win this game. Minnesota's tricky, but I do think losing. They lost Grenard, correct?
Yeah. Yes, to Philly. They traded.
Right. I know I believe in the next man up for sure, but I do think that's going to hurt him in this kind of matchup. Dallas Turner, I think, is the one that's going to replace him. I think overall he'll be good, but pass rush threat, he's not going to be as consistent as Grenard was, and I think that's going to pose a problem. So Atlanta beats Minnesota at Minnesota.
All right, so that gives them the first positive record so far for the season.
Right
Week
after the bye.
13. Yep. Week 13 against the Detroit Lions.
Goes right back to me. I'm not a big fan of Detroit. No, everyone kind of can guess that, but I do think Detroit has a little bit too much for Atlanta, just matchup wise. So not a good matchup, I don't think.
Okay. Week 14 at Cleveland. Starting to get cold.
Starting to get cold. Don't care. Hot, cold, sleet, snow. Cleveland doesn't win. Todd Monken is fired, and Atlanta wins. I think that's funny enough. You said that. You said Monken would be fired. Yeah. Yes, I would probably agree. By this time, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I mean,
think he
sorry,
sucks.
Todd. We're not trying to get you to lose your job. It's just like,
yeah,
come on, dog. Let's be real.
He sucks, dude. Yeah,
all right, so that puts you at 7-6. All right, week 15 at the Washington Commanders.
Washington Commanders at this point of the season will have imploded and turned on each other. They lose this game in a embarrassing fashion. Atlanta wins.
All right, week 16 against Tampa.
They lose this game. They split with Tampa. Not a fan of Tampa this year. Y'all will see later. But they'll split with Atlanta. It's a good matchup for Atlanta.
8-7. Go into week 17 against the New Orleans Saints.
Sweep of the New Orleans Saints.
9-7. Get one more win. It just guarantees the division probably. Week 18 at Carolina.
And it's up in the air because they lose to Carolina when they should have freaking won. Bryce Young, 500. No, I'm just kidding. Not 500.
Oh, my.
Yep, 9-8. 9-8, dude.
Oh,
they get.
God.
Well, I said if they get one more win.
All this love for Stefanski. It's still 9-8.
Oh, I'm realistic. I can't do it. I wish I could. I can't. Nope. They could win a couple more, sure, but they could also lose to Minnesota at Minnesota and Kansas City, right? So I think what's fair is I think a range 8-10. I have them right in the sweet spot of 9-8.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that goes. Let's move on, Milton, to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where we will no longer have Mike Evans in a Bucs uniform. This will be the first year that technically Chris Godwin's wide receiver 1, and I don't even think he's the best receiver on the team right now. But there's a lot of questions with it's still another year loss after what's his name? The guy from the Jags coach.
Liam Cohen.
Mm-hmm. Liam Cohen has left right now. Now we got a new OC here. He's the OC. He was the OC for Atlanta last year. And I'm talking about good old Zach Robinson. He is now the OC for Baker and his team. Oh, and I've lost Milton. Oh, no. What has happened here? Well, I'm going to keep going. But I do want to keep up the discussion with Milton when he is able to hop back on. This Tampa Bay team, man, I've been supporting them for as long as I could. I like Baker. Obviously, I started liking Tampa when they made everything for Tom Brady when he went over there as a Patriots fan, and they took care of him. But now, man, this year, it's just so many question marks with this squad. Did they draft well? Did they get the right guys? Ruben Bain out of Miami is honestly a great pickup. It's a fantastic pickup. Josiah Trotter, great move. Milton, you good?
Yeah, I think I'm lagging, so apologies if I am.
No, you're good. Do you want to take care of that before we continue?
Just let me know if it gets too much.
I mean, you'll know. I can still hear you and see you, so you're good.
Okay.
But what I was saying is I have a lot of questions with this team because I loved what they did when they changed everything for Tom Brady. They got all the right stuff, and you kind of felt that when Baker took over, they still had all this stuff. But now, this off season, it feels different. It feels weird. I
Tell me
don't
about
know what to feel about Tampa. I do like the Ruben Bain draft. I do like Josiah Trotter.
it.
I feel like those two picks for the defense, which is very heavily needed to catch up, it was needed to be done. But you've been right. This secondary gets burned so much. It gets, I mean, and mind you, we love Antoine Winfield Jr. He's one of the best safeties out there, but he can't carry the load for the whole defense. Like the secondary is just atrocious. It's him and then a bunch of dudes, and they don't seem to take care of them during the offseason. It's like, guys, you're going against, I get it. Not you don't got a bunch of high powered, quarterbacks, in the NFC South. But you still got to play the other teams outside the division. And those are the ones that hurt you, that beat you down the most. And then even then, a Bryce Young is so accurate, even though he's small, that he burns you.
Mm-hmm.
Tua, you get him the right coach, you get him the right coaching system. And if he's on time, like he was with Mike McDaniel, he could be a big threat. And Tyler Shough is now moving on up slowly but surely.
Sucking people.
So Baker can only do so much. Baker's a top 15 quarterback. I think we both agreed on that, right? A few weeks ago. I know I did. I had a top 15. Did you have him top 15?
I don't know. I think he was 14 to 16. Just give me
I
that.
think he was 4. He might have been 14. But because I know you had Bo up there still. I'll double check it right now. I still have the rankings up. You had Baker at 14. Okay.
Gotcha.
So, but he can't do everything on his own. Defense needs to step it up. The edge rushers, they got cool. You burned a first round pick this year to get one, but he didn't pan out well. I mean, or he's not panning out well. And then the linebacking core will be better this year with those 2 draft picks, but the secondary kills me. And I love Alex Anzalone. He'll be fine.
Likewise. Yeah, he's great. I think it would be Levante David leaving. That sucks. But I think what we finally saw last year, and he wasn't bad, but we finally saw like him not be as good. Yeah. And so I think Anzalone will be much better than what Levante David was last year.
All I know is the front 7's going to jump the back 4. That's what I feel like is going to happen in the locker room a lot this year. The front 7's going to be doing their part with Villa and such, but the back 4 is just going to be like, what's going on again? We're playing. Oh God. Okay. So Milton, I mean, give me your concerns because obviously I do feel like we're nothing but concerns for Tampa.
Well, I'll just add on to your secondary point. I've said it as well, but their secondary sucked last year. And their best corner was Jamal Dean. He's been a competent corner by himself. He has been, right? And now he's gone. So you're banking on a athletic freak in Zion McCollum. I think his talent is there, but he's not a number 1 corner. So what are you going to do? You said it. Antonio Winfield, yes, is a top echelon safety. He can do so much for a defense, but he can't do everything. So like you kind of iterated, it's mainly the defense. Offensively, losing Mike Evans is going to suck, but I think having Godwin, McMillan, and Egbuka with sprinkle some Tez Johnson in there, I think that'll be fine for Baker. As long as Baker has a left tackle, so they just got to make sure Twiston Wirfs is healthy. Baker's you could agree because you were very high on Baker. I've been very high on Baker. When Baker has a good offensive line, different Baker. When he has a bad offensive line, not saying he sucks, but he's definitely going to risk it. He's definitely going to go for it. He's going to be way more antsy, and he's not going to be as polished as we can see periods of Baker. So offensively, I actually don't have any problems with this offense. With Zach Robinson coming in, I don't think Zach's great like Liam Cohen, but I think he's good. He's a smart guy. He's very, very smart. Defensively, there's going to be problems, and not to beat a dead horse, but that's the Achilles heel for this team, and that's just going to show a lot of negatives, and possibly, and in my opinion, probably get Todd Bowles fired. Mute.
Yeah. I do think that change needs to be done. I do think Todd Bowles has to go. I think Todd Bowles has been one of those guys that just, I don't know, man. He's so uninspiring. And maybe it's just how his on the field look. But I don't feel like his guys fight for him. You know what I mean? Like Bruce Arians, like him or hate him,
Right.
he was trying to get the best out of you all the time. This is Todd Bowles the whole time.
You're right. Great defensive mind. Head coach, not so much.
It's like, are we not moving? Are we not talking? Are you only going to be upset when the flags are thrown? Like, coach, like the offense needs you. You're the defensive. If this is your bread and butter defense, how are you the Cincinnati Bengals? How are you Brandon Staley with the Chargers? How are you? This is what this team is right now, and he's a hot seat coach right now. He has to go after the season or in mid-season. He has to. If this team fails, which we're going to predict right now, if they're going to succeed or fail, he's got to go. Todd Bowles has got to. There's so many better minds out there. And I know ESPN, they just got rid of Ryan Clark, but somebody will say, I know somebody will. Stephen A. probably will. We're letting go another black coach. When we went, what happened? We're doing so. It's not about that.
Better not.
It's not about that. It's about what you're producing on the field. And I'm sorry, Todd Bowles should have been gone probably like 2 years ago. But Baker has been playing so good that kept his job alive. Last year was the first time, like, well, they lost the division, so maybe to some people, right? To some people last year it was like, well, they lost the division. I guess Todd Bowles maybe need to go now. No, he should have gone before that. He should have way before. There's been things that need to be changed. And okay, let me ask you this, Milton. There's obviously there'll be probably an OC or a DC or a running back coordinator out there that's going to be probably getting a head coaching job real soon. Is there a guy right now you like that you can see taking a head coaching job in Tampa and you feel would be the right fit for this team? Is there a coordinator? Not Josh McDaniels, because he can never get a coaching job again. He does not deserve one.
Another one. I don't think it would still be in Florida. Mike McDaniels. Come on back to the Bay, baby. I don't think it really fits the Tampa kind of aesthetic, but back in Florida, baby. Right? That's off the cuff, though. So
okay.
Does that really make that much?
No. But I think
because otherwise,
like Joe and other guys, they like an offensive mind to go ahead. I don't mind a defensive guy, but it's got to be the right defensive guy. Like
I think they'll go away from it. People overcorrect. Todd Bowles been a defensive guy, right?
Like I know Brian Flores is blacklisted. Still a great option. Chris Shula?
Oh, Rams. Right. No. That's a good call. A good pull. Either one.
Yeah.
Brian Flores, again, might be a tough sell, but eventually they're going to let him back in. Eventually, just to be fair. He is doing a great job.
We got J-Dog in the comments. He says, Todd Bowles should have been fired for a while now. I think Buccaneers are depleted, especially losing 2 Hall of Fame veterans and Evans and David that were crucial to their success in previous years. Yeah. One was retired and the other one just chose to walk because I think he saw what this team was about to be and he was like, I can't end my career like this. So I think that Mike Evans made the right call. Chris Godwin, the wrong call for Tampa. But hey, us Patriot fans, we appreciate you from stopping us from getting us from Godwin. Thank you for stopping us from getting Godwin. Truly appreciate that.
For sure. Thank you.
All right, Milton, let's go ahead and break down this. What could potentially be Todd Bowles' final year as a Bucs coach.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and have you question me. Let's break down this regular season. So give me an intro when you're ready.
I got you. Let me pull them up real quick. 1 second.
And guys, like, share, subscribe again if you enjoy the content. And if you ever want to debate us about your team, if there's something we said that you want to discuss about, we're here. We are down to go ahead and break it down with you. Even if you still don't agree with us afterwards, as long as we have a good, healthy discussion, that's all I'm down for. Milton especially is more down for it. He says, come on over to the People's Debate. Let's go ahead and debate. I love this shit, but be ready. I'm coming back for you. That's what my boy Milton says.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2026 regular season. We got Tampa going to Cincinnati for a first game.
Ooh, Tampa at Cincy. Well, Joe Burr is going to be burning it up. 0-1 start for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That actually surprised me. You've been on kind of consistent on the Joe Burrow in the beginning of the year struggle ordeal, which
he
is, I mean,
he broke that last year, so I'm hoping he keeps it up.
Okay.
And now this year, what helps the Bengals, and we're going to get into it in about 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. There's a defense now.
You're right.
We got a defense we can talk about. So I'm giving this one an L for the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Okay. Cleveland Browns at Tampa.
Raymond James Stadium, home debut. They're going to beat Tom Munkin to a pulp. It's going to be nasty. It's not going to be pretty. Jared Verse is going to be miserable. He'll be asking for a trade after this game.
2 weeks in. Damn, the preseason must have went terrible too, I guess. All right. Minnesota Vikings heading to Tampa.
Coming to Tampa, man, that's going to be a nice matchup to see. That offensive line versus Brian Flores' pass rush, blitzing almost every play. This is going to be a battle. This is going to be a highlight battle for that 3:00 matchup over here in Central Time. Man, this is a coin flip for me, Milton, because like you said earlier, we have questions about Minnesota's defense with Grenard leaving and other stuff. Kyler, we still don't know. But you know what? Call me loco. They beat Minnesota in this matchup. We go 2-1 start.
Yeah, it's not crazy. Like you said, it's really a nail biter. I got the opposite, but it's a nail biter though. Okay. Next game, Green Bay at Tampa.
Green Bay at Tampa. Well, I clearly can't go 0-17 with Green Bay, can I? I can't be that
I really hope not. That's your agenda this year. Oh, good.
Matt LaFleur is too smart. He's gonna scheme this very well to break apart what is left of Todd Bowles' defense. I'm gonna give Green Bay the win here. Now give it a start 2-2 for Tampa.
Okay. Next game, we got Tampa heading to Arlington. Tampa at Dallas.
Short week, Thursday Night Football. Not a good matchup. Your secondary is atrocious, as we mentioned. Look for Pickens and CeeDee Lamb to put up some fantasy football numbers. Give me the Dallas Cowboys to win this one, putting Tampa at 2-3 start.
Yes, sir. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers going ahead, traveling to Tampa.
Oh, man, what's Aaron Rodgers at this point in his career, right? It's his final year. He finally confirmed it. Mm-hmm. Week 6 against Atlanta. Tampa, Raymond James. Man, you know, one thing that Aaron Rodgers loves is a pick apart defenses. Even though he's old and cranky and miserable as hell, he knows how to break them apart. I love what the Steelers did this offseason. I just don't know if they got the right guy at the helm. I don't even know if they got the right head coach. That's the thing we'll talk about in a few weeks. But give me Pittsburgh to win this one. Let's put them at 2-4.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is a tricky one, man. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tampa Bay at Carolina. Tampa at Carolina.
They break the losing streak here. They get an upset on the road against the divisional rival. Wait, hold on. Is that what I said for this matchup before? When I predicted it?
For Carolina?
Yeah.
I just did the wins and losses. I didn't check.
Okay. Well, if you did the wins, what was the 7th win or the 7th game?
No, I just did wins and losses. So
okay.
I did tally marks just to make sure you were at the number.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I said this matchup was Tampa. God, I'm questioning myself in every way, huh? No, we haven't done this matchup. That was the Saints. We haven't done this matchup.
Okay,
I overthought this one. Okay, no.
Okay.
No, the road team wins in division matchup. I thought it was the Saints I'm thinking about.
Okay.
The road team wins this one. That breaks the losing streak.
So that'll be Tampa.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be 3-4 start. Yeah, 3-4 start.
We got actually 4-4. Make sure we're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, never mind. 3-4. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next game, Atlanta Falcons at Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay against Atlanta. Yeah, man. Todd Bowles probably goes. Man, maybe the following week before their bye, but I think this is going to be an L right here. This puts them at 3-5. I think Atlanta takes the win here.
Okay. Tampa Bay heading to Chicago. Tampa Bay at Bears.
This will be Todd Bowles' last game. This will be Todd Bowles' last game. They fire him between the bye weeks. After the matchup, this will be a loss. This puts them at 3-6.
We got Tampa Bay at Detroit. Another NFC North juggernaut.
It's not going to get any better. This is sadly not getting any better. This is 3-7. There's just nothing. If you thought the secondary is bad, this is going to be one of those games where just Baker put some fantasy points up. That's all you can ask for at this point. 3-7 start. Sorry.
One of those games where Jared got 5 touchdowns, 4 incompletions, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
We got Carolina Panthers at Tampa. Second matchup.
Can they flex this one out of Monday Night Football, please? This is not good. We're talking about a 3-win team at this point versus a possible better team. This is not a good Monday Night Football game. There's no double headers, I think, this year, so there's no way that this will be a double header. They'll split with Carolina. I had them winning the first game in week 7. They'll lose this one week 12. So it puts them at what, 3-8?
Dang, 3-8. 3-8.
It hurts me.
It's getting bad for the last year Tampa Shield, respectfully. All right. Now we got the Los Angeles Chargers traveling to Tampa.
Well, hey, Mike McDaniel's back in Florida.
This is where he's going to start talking to management up in Tampa. Hey, guys.
I think this will be a much closer battle. I think this will be a back and forth, but Derwin James will be the big difference here, whereas Antoine Winfield probably just doesn't have enough help, sadly, on his side of things. So another loss, 3-9.
We got Tampa Bay at Baltimore.
Tampa
AFC
Bay
North.
at Baltimore. Okay, Tampa Bay at Baltimore. Week 14. Who are we kidding right now? It's getting off the rails. Baker's probably sitting on the sidelines with an injury at this point. He say no mas, no mas. 3-10, sadly. 3-10. It's getting bad, Milton. It's getting really bad.
It's getting a call for help. The Los Angeles Rams at Tampa. Very good matchups historically. Fun ones, I'll say.
No, we're not there yet. We're week 15.
Oh, I'm so sorry. New Orleans at Tampa Bay. Sorry.
Yeah. I believe when we were doing this record, I gave the Saints the win in this matchup. So I had to be consistent with them. So 3-11, Milton.
And this is where, people are definitely selling all over Tampa. Okay. Well, next, Buccaneers at Atlanta.
All right, Buccaneers at Atlanta. Atlanta's still fighting for something. Buccaneers are actually probably tanking at this rate. Let's go ahead and give the nod to the Atlanta Falcons here. They'll sweep the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year, 3-12.
12. And then now we got the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Tampa.
Yeah, I have them 15-2 for a reason. The Rams are going to destroy them. Baker's probably going to be asking Sean McVay to send one of his coordinators to be his head coach to save the Tampa Bay future. 3-13 start.
Golly, man. Last game, Tampa at New Orleans.
I actually had them winning this matchup, remember, earlier with the Saints matchup, so I'm going to stick to it. 4-13 will be the final record for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Is this reasonable, Milton, or if I'm going off the rails?
That is actually really funny that you did this, because I thought I had this was what off air what I said hot take, because I had Tampa Bay going 6-11, and I thought that was pretty rough. And you have 4. you went another step, which I completely respect, by the way, because
it hurts. It hurts.
Makes me a little bit more reason. I guess we'll see. 4 wins.
It's probably not realistic because this team is gritty and they managed to get more wins than that, right? But it's like, dude, when you break it down and with everything that's going on, like Godwin's injury prone, Baker, if he's not protected, it can be easily injury prone. This defense just gives up so many points for no damn reason. I mean, there's a reason. The team is horribly organized. Thanks a lot, Jason Lick. Ryan Clark's available now, guys. You could probably hire him as a defensive coach or something. I don't know what to tell y'all.
Right? Yeah, that'll be something.
But,
all right.
Yeah, 4-13. That hurts me, guys. That hurts me. So if you're a Tampa fan and I've insulted you, I am so sorry. I cannot give a fuck right now.
Yeah, man.
Your GM don't give a fuck. I can't either.
I think Tampa, once the head coach changes, as long as it seems like it's a smooth transition, it could get better because, like you mentioned, the young talent is there. They just got to build. And this is a contract year for Baker. So people, either one or two things is going to happen. Baker is going to completely go off the rails because he's going to have to do too much and he's going to be a turnover machine, or he's going to have a career-esque year, at least offensively. It's a contract year for him. So I know he wants to get paid.
Yeah. Yeah, Milton, that hurt. That hurt a lot. But let's move on to the current NFC South champions. Crazy to say. Last year they went 9, but they had a running back duo that they couldn't figure out who to actually use. And then one of those guys left, and I think he's the better one, Rico Dotto. But now we got Dave Canales another year as the head coach, and rightfully so. Dave Canales has done actually a fantastic job, in my opinion. So great stuff there. They drafted Monroe Freeling to boost that O-line. They added another tackle, and they've got Lee Hunter out of Texas Tech, which if you've seen Texas Tech last year, they were on a roll. So if you pick up anybody from there, they're going to be a big step up forward for the squad. They also drafted a wide receiver in the 3rd round, Chris Brazell, the 2nd. Still question marks on him. We know Ted McMillan is a top guy out there. He had an impressive rookie year, getting 1,000 yards. Xavier Leggette's kind of still trying to find his footing. Jimmy Horn isn't the same without Shador Sanders, sorry.
That's funny.
Even Deion too, because that was his head coach. But what this team did in the offseason, Milton, is what impressed a lot of people the most. They went and got Jalen Phillips. They also went ahead and got one of our favorites in Devin Lloyd for cheap as hell. And that is so impressive to get those two guys alone when you need to beef up a defense when you're playing high-powered offenses. And I love the move. And then you get, what is it? You bring back Andy Dalton. You actually trade away Andy Dalton, and you make it, so it's just Bryce Young's team. There's no question marks. This is his 4th year with them. He's not been offered a contract, so he's fighting for a contract. He's fighting to prove that he is the guy. The right tackle got hurt. He has a blood clot, so we don't know when he's going to come back. J.C. Horn cut his foot, so he's going to be off on stitches for a while. So, but this team, it's made a lot of low-key good moves, Milton. But is it enough to repeat with the squad? What do you think, bro? I do think this defense has improved a lot.
For sure. Well, like you said, they definitely improved a lot. I think one of the most improved teams this offseason, honestly, as far as identity. They spent the most on one specific player, which I think we can understand. They needed pass rush help, and they get a guy in Jalen Phillips where – that's Jalen Phillips, if he's on the field, is a game changer in the pass rush field. So, defensively, I like everything they did. Derek Brown is a freaking monster. I think he's underrated as a defensive tackle, right? Interior defensive lineman. I do fear that they had a problem last year in stopping the run, and I don't see that problem really changing. So that could possibly be an issue for him. Offensively, I think you mentioned it. As far as Tet, great. Jalen Coker, them re-signing him to a longer deal, extending him, I think just shows. And, Jalen Coker, when he was on the field, showed why he deserves that pay, in my opinion. I think the team's good. Offensive line, getting Rasheed Walker as an insurance policy for literally like $1 million. That's a freaking steal because he's a competent left tackle. They're good. They are good. It's just Bryce Young. I saw moments where like, okay, I root for Bryce, so I hope he's good. And there's moments where he is, and there's moments where it's like, okay, well, it's the third quarter and he has 80 yards. I don't like this. I don't know if that's going to work. That's not going to put this team over the edge. Can they repeat the success from last year? If you call that success, I guess the success part is winning the division. Could they win their division this year? Of course. They're the defending divisional champs. So, yeah, of course. And they just got better. Will they? It's rough. I think their schedule is a bit rougher.
They had a weird year. They went 30-0 against Atlanta the first week 3. They put 200 rushing yards against the Dallas Cowboys in week 6. They upset the Packers, who were on a hot streak. And they upset the Rams towards the end of the season, and they actually began the downfall of the Rams for that season, losing to the Panthers. So this is an odd team. And they have a tougher schedule now because of the first place schedule for winning the division. So we can break it down, Milton. We can break down is that can the Carolina Panthers repeat as division champs? It all takes sometimes 8 or 9 wins. Milton's got 9 wins for the Falcons. I got 3 wins for Tampa, and I had 7 wins for New Orleans. If Carolina can meet about 8 or 9, it's possible.
It's possible.
But let's see. Milton, let's predict the 2026 Carolina Panthers regular season record. Ready, brother?
Let's do it.
All right. Week 1 against Chicago.
I think they lose their opener against Chicago.
Okay, 0-1. Week 2 at Atlanta.
Keep it consistent. They lose at Atlanta. 0-2.
Start
off in a – is Bryce Young the quarterback? Question mark. Good.
Week 3 at Cleveland.
Then Bryce Young pops off. They beat Cleveland at Cleveland.
Week 4 at home against Detroit.
Yes. Surprise, surprise. Like you said, this is a weird team. I think they are capable of beating good NFC teams, and they beat Detroit. 100%. Yep. I think Detroit's offensive line is going to have problems with a new pass rush. I think Lloyd is a good matchup for the middle of that field, keeping Laporta, keeping Gibbs not at bay, but neutralizing it. Yep. I think it's a bad matchup, and I think Carolina wins.
All right. 2-2 start to going into the bye. Week 5 byes are ugly. Week 6, Milton. Week 6 at Philly.
Well, coming off the bye, I think they lose this game. I was a bit mixed with it because coming off a bye, I would say, okay, a well-coached team should be even better coming out. But playing at Philly, that sucks. And then, like you said, early bye sucks. So they lose this game.
All right. Week 7 against Tampa.
They will beat Tampa at Tampa. Yes. 3-3.
All right. Week 8 at Green Bay.
They beat them last year, I think. They beat them this year.
Thursday Night Football.
Beat Green Bay at Green Bay. They have Green Bay scalp and a Detroit scalp looking at the rest of the NFC South. Like, yeah, we are the champs. Go ahead.
All right. Week 9 against the Denver Broncos.
And then a reality sets in. Reality settles in, and the tackles realize, oh, Lord, this Benito guy, this Zach Allen guy, it's a bit insane. How can we – yeah, they lose.
They lose. Okay. Week 10 at New Orleans.
Keep it consistent. They are on a 2-game losing streak. They lose at New Orleans. Bad taste in their mouth with Denver. I think New Orleans takes advantage of that.
4-5 start. Okay. Week 11 against the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, normally I say, but they play very well against good NFC teams, not AFC. They lose against Baltimore.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
Yeah.
All right. 4-6. All right. Week 12 at Tampa.
They sweep Tampa Bay. I said it on to Tampa, and I said it here. Tampa fans, sorry. I was friendly when you had Tom. You don't have Tom.
I like Ibuka, but I don't know where Bookie is.
I like Ibuka. Yeah, right on. Respect.
All right, 5-6. Week 12 at Minnesota.
At Minnesota, what do I have? 1, 2, 3. Oh no, there it is. They lose to Minnesota.
Okay.
I didn't put it in order for whatever reason. Interesting.
Okay.
Why?
All right, 5-7. Week 14 against New Orleans.
This is not home, correct? Yes. So they win this game. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. This is home. Yeah, they win this game. Sorry.
All right. Not trying to do the meme. They're 6-7, if I'm not mistaken here.
Yes.
I'm not trying to do the meme. I'm not young for that.
6-7. Correct.
All right. Week 15 against Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. I have them beating Cincinnati. I do. So why I think this, I do think that with J.C. Horn and Mike Jackson, they strangely match up well with Higgins and Chase. I just think there's going to be one of these games where Carolina does beat one of these good AFC teams, and it'll be against Cincinnati. Okay, I've seen that secondary make Stafford, Jordan Love, like good quarterbacks look kind of foolish, and so I think they'll do that they'll mess with Joe Burrow a little bit.
Okay, 7-7 start. Can they get a positive record? Week 16 at Pittsburgh.
At Pittsburgh, they will lose this game. I am going to have to start reconsidering some of this because I think I had Pittsburgh beating every team that we talked about. So I don't think Pittsburgh's going to be that freaking good. All right. I don't think that.
17-0 for Pittsburgh for Milton.
Aaron Rodgers going to the sunset. I don't know. Man. I don't know what's going on right now.
Super Bowl finale for him. All right.
That's crazy. Good.
Week 17 against Seattle.
They will lose against Seattle as well. Seattle, it's not defensively. It's not a good matchup for a guy in Bryce Young. No offense to Bryce.
Week 18 against Atlanta.
Week 18 against Atlanta. This is the make or break. Wait, right?
They're already at 7-9
on
your picture.
Yeah, never mind. Actually, this is not the make or break. They break. They win the game, but
okay.
Yes, yeah. They win those last game, but
is that what you predicted for Atlanta? You predicted they lose to Carolina in week 18?
I think at the end, right? I did. I think so. Yes.
Oh yeah, you did.
I did. Yeah. Right at the end. Yeah. So at the end they lose, but it doesn't matter because Atlanta's 9-8.
Division's already over. That's great.
Carolina, you should have won the other game.
7-10 record for Milton.
No, 8-9. 8-9. They win.
8-9, sorry,
they win. 8-9 record for the Carolina Panthers. 8-9.
Same record despite all the good additions. Milton sees no changes.
Yeah. Well, record-wise, just like when we get to us, I think we're way better, but we ain't gonna be 15-2. I don't think so. I don't think so, man.
Could be.
It could be. We'll get there. But yeah, I have the Atlanta Falcons winning the NFC South for the first time in a long freaking time.
All right. Well, that's the NFC South predictions right there from me and Milton. Hope y'all enjoy it. And when I clip it, Panthers fans come for Milton. As the Bucks fans come for me.
Yeah, for sure.
But it'll be an interesting season nonetheless for those teams. So we're predicting as high as 9 wins for one team and as low as 3 wins for other. Crazy how this division goes. Still the worst division in the NFL, sadly.
We agree on that. Yes.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's time to end the show the right way with some rankings. And as we've been doing the last couple of weeks, we're doing a top 15 ranking. This week, it's the running backs. Now, if you like to go back and what we talked about, we did talk about the safeties last week, and the week before we talked about quarterbacks. But running backs is going to be a good conversation, I think. We'll see. And there's actually one guy that I have a lot of questions about because I don't know what's his playing situation going to be. Out of respect, I put him on here, but I don't know if he's actually going to be playing this year.
I think he is.
And we'll see. Hopefully there's no. But guys, it's time for me and Milton's top 15 running back rankings. This is what we think they are today, not what we're thinking they're gonna be after the season or anything like that. There's some tapestry and there's some prediction into it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of what we're going for. And honestly, with the running back situation, there might be a changes between 1 through 3, and then probably a lot of agreements everywhere else. But we'll see. Mm-hmm. Running backs is a niche conversation, so it just really depends on what you like, what everything goes for. So, Milton, would you like to start, or would you like me to go first for running backs here?
Yeah, I'll go first. Just so if there's any hot stuff out there, you can kind of dictate exactly where we go from it.
All right, but
you want me to? I'll ask you this: do you want me to start with 15 or 1?
Whatever you 15. Like, dog. If you like 1 through 15 better than 15 through 1, I don't mind it. You know how we work.
You do. I think you do 15. You do countdown, right?
I know. I do. I've been doing 1 through 15 the last 2 weeks.
Okay, so I'll start at number 1. I think, honestly, depending on your criteria, if your criteria is what my criteria is, or even close to it, I don't think there's anybody else you can put number 1, depending on what we're talking about. But heading into 2026, the number 1 running back is Bijan Robinson. From everything he did last year, from his potential that we saw in the beginning anyway. We saw it, everybody. We can't act like we didn't say, oh, when he's a rookie, he's going to be a top whatever. It didn't happen that way, but we can't forget that's his hype has been hype. He's been at this top echelon. And what he provided last year, what the offense I believe is going to be this year, what the coaching addition is going to do for him specifically. If you think the Falcons are going to suck, whatever. You can't tell me, though, because I have argumentation for it, that Kevin Stefanski with Bijan, he's not going to cook with Bijan. Forget the wins. For Bijan, he's not going to cook with him. What he did with Nick Chubb, God knows what he's going to do with Bijan. What he made Jerome Ford look like for a little bit. Come on. I think Bijan Robinson, number 1, undisputed number 1 running back. Number 2, this one is mainly off of their name, not just name, but their name, what they've done consistently. I don't care about age, man. I can't do it with him. King Henry, Mr. Derrick Henry. Last year, you did the top, I forgot what was it, top 10, top 15, top 32. I think it was the top 32 running backs.
We did the RB1s list, yes.
Right, the RB1s list, and I was the one that came out here and said, guys, I know y'all say Saquon's the best. I don't believe that. I do believe Derrick Henry is better. Saquon, when everything goes well, I'm going to hear you. I got you. But when everything goes well, Saquon is a beast because of burst and 20-plus yard runs. I totally get it. But if everything goes well, so is Derrick Henry. But everything doesn't go well, Derrick Henry's still going to be a top 3 running back.
No.
But were you going to clarify something?
Yeah, just to clarify for anyone who's watching for the first time, the previous year's concept was always projection, what we thought they'd be for the season. Right. So last year, I had Saquon kind of repeating what he did the year before. I had Derrick Henry about second. I believe that's how I had it. And Milton made a great case for Derrick Henry being 1 because he was consistently number 1 almost every year. So that I'm not disputing that. But to clarify, what previous concepts were just projections of where they finished for the year.
Good.
But
Good.
yeah.
Good clarification. Okay. At number 3, same thing with the age. Running the ball is running the ball, but now running backs is not positionless, but it's getting close to there. CMC is going to be my number 3. So Jose, trust me, I probably won't push back, or anybody else. He did have a crap load of touches last year, okay? And that does scare me. Yes, because they're going to give him a crap more. All right. But Brock Purdy plays his best if C-Mac's on that damn field. So that does worry me, but I can't look at to this that way. Was healthy last year. He's healthy this offseason. No injury bug. I've seen him play 2 years healthy. I'm going to go CMC number 3 heading into 2026. Number 4, this might surprise some people. I don't think it should, depending on your argument. I got Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor last year, easily was, what are we talking about? He was the best running back going into week 11. Daniel Jones gets hurt. Yes. They put 8 people in the box. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm not scared of Riley Leonard. So I don't think that will occur this year. I think Jonathan Taylor. You're not. They definitely weren't scared of Phillip Rivers. yeah. But yeah, I think Jonathan Taylor easily top 5, but I have him above the number 5. So Jonathan Taylor at number 4. Number 5, Jahmyr Gibbs. You can easily put Jahmyr Gibbs at 1, 2, 3. I totally get it, just because of upside and all the trajectory is this upcoming year, for sure. And I could hear the argument, but I'm going to let him prove it again. One more year. He's going to be the main guy with a worse offensive line. Not a terrible offensive line by any means, but a worse offensive line. I want to see how that looks. I think it'll look good. I think it'll look probably better than top 5, but I'm going to play it safe. Jahmyr Gibbs, number 5. Number 6, this one was tough for me, Jose. James Cook. Buffalo sucks, but James Cook, it would only be hatred if I didn't have him close to the top 5, just from what he has done, what he's projected to do. Joe Brady is the new head coach, and when Joe Brady took over play calling, that's when James Cook took off. So I got to put that in there. Even if I don't really believe that he's better than this next guy, I got to put him above him because of the situation. At number 7, we got A-Chain. What is it again? A-Chain. We got Devon A-Chan. Devon A-Chan, I think, is a top 4 back. Just skill for skill. I'm very high on Devon A-Chan, but this isn't who I think they are. This is who I think they are going into this year, and I'm also adding what they have. Yes, like you said, it's not a projection necessarily, because honestly, he wouldn't be
there's
a top 7.
There's a mix of addition to it, but it's more of on what they've done.
Right, what they've done, but yes, there is a mix just because of what is this team now. And I think this team is not going to be great. I think they're still going to rely heavily on Devon A-Chan. They weren't great last year, and he was still a top back, objectively. Devon A-Chan, number 7. Probably might not be, though. At number 8, Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley had a down year last year comparable to the year prior, not a down year in general. So people need to chill the hell out on that. They're going to have I think Sean Mannion's going to be the one calling plays. He's going to be run heavy. He's going to be under center heavy. Saquon Barkley's going to have a good year again. Now, not saying 2 years ago, but he'll have I think a better year than he had this last year. At number 9, this might piss you off. And this might be a little bit, you know what? I'm a little scared of saying this because of what the criteria is. I'm going to say it. At number 9, K9. Y'all can suck it. All right. Oh, okay. That's right. Okay. Sorry. Right. Y'all can suck it just because I have been very high on Kenneth Walker. I see the talent. I see exactly what he can provide when healthy and when he's actually utilized. It's not his fault that they were taking him out and putting a guy that was averaging 3.5 yards a carry, Zach Charbonnet, in for whatever reason. I don't know. K9 at number 9. At number 10, hot take, Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall, same thing with Kenneth Walker. I do understand the argument that he hasn't proved it, and he only had a really good year this last year. And I would concede that. I think that's fair. But I do think him getting paid, he is going to have a good offensive line. I think this offensive line is good. I really do. It's not great, but it's good. It is good. I think he's going to be asked to carry the team, and I think he will do that. He will do that. Exactly that.
Okay.
I like the offensive play caller more than I did last year. So we'll see. But I got Breece Hall at number 10. At number 11, hot take, Ashton Genty.
Oh.
Did he prove anything last year? I think he absolutely did. When you look at yards after contact, he was one of the top guys. Why? Because his offensive line sucked. Because he had this kind of season, people are going to pretend like it's because he was inconsistent. When we all know the offensive line was inconsistent and it was terrible. He did all he could do. But I know that this offensive line is so much better. I mean, million light years better than they were last year. I think with Clint Kubiak, come on, guys. I put that in there. Clint Kubiak is the offensive coordinator. He's going to have Ashton Genty. Math is mathing, in my opinion, on that one. Ashton Genty, number 11. Number 12, I got good old reliable, slightly disrespected by me year by year. Kyron Williams. Got Kyron Williams in there. He has to make a top 15 on anybody's list. Now, as far as why he's so low on mine, I've been wrong on if it seems like he's going to fall off a cliff theory. I hope I don't give that, but maybe I do. I'm kind of hyperbolic with him. But the efficiency and just his trajectory is just going down. These last 3 years, everything meaningful, maybe not everything, but majority of the meaningful stats have kind of slowly been going down. Not terribly, but I think Blake Corum will be utilized a bit more this year. And Kyron Williams will still be good, but I just don't think he'll be a top 10 running back. At number 13, I think this is the guy you were alluding to. I got Josh Jacobs. I don't know much about him, like what's going on. I think he will play because all the charges seemingly are not going to stick. This is way too early for me to say that, but it just seemingly. I think the team will be okay, and Josh Jacobs is objectively good, and he's still good. But same thing with Kyron. Trajectory, he's kind of going a little bit down, a little bit down, a little bit down, a little bit down. So I think it's going to stay the same. It's Josh Jacobs, number 13. Number 14, out of respect, Javonte Williams. I was high on him last year, and that proved to be right. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think he'd be as good, but I knew he would take a step because he was the only one in that position that would be good. And I think when he was healthy, he showed that he could be a good running back. And he got paid well-deservingly, and I think he'll still be utilized as a very volume back. So he goes to number 14. And to round off at number 15, I got Chase Brown, Cincinnati's own. I think Chase Brown, of course, we don't talk about him much when we talk about Cincinnati Bengals, but of course, I think that's fair. You got Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Then you could talk about Chase Brown. That's not even a diss to Chase Brown, but Chase Brown has been Mr. Efficient. Last year, he ended the year at a very high rate as far as yards per carry, yards per game. When Joe Burrow's there, Chase Brown succeeds and excels. When he's not there, he's still competent and has his
moments.
Not consistent. Yes, thank you. Has his moments. But Joe Burrow's there. I think that's the ceiling for him, and I think Joe Burrow will be here. So I'm assuming a high ceiling for Chase Brown. That'll round off my 15. Shout out to Travis Etienne Jr. and shout out to DeAndre Swift. Because Swift deserves love, but Monungai could easily start taking over reps there.
That could be realistically. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll spoil now. There's 2 names that you listed that I don't have on my list. So
were they at the end at least?
You mean by from 11 through 15? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Go. All right. So let's kick it off here. This is gonna be my 15. I'll start it from 1 through 15 as well. We have no disagreements, Milton. The youth movement is here. Bijan Robinson is at number 1. Nice. This guy tears it down. If the game plan isn't surrounded around him, you're making a mistake, and you deserve to be fired in Atlanta. Bijan is just that good. Number 2, the youth movement continues, Milton. Jahmyr Gibbs is number 2. I think he's been running right next to Bijan for most of their careers. And you can say maybe it's because of the high-power offense of Detroit that they just utilize them so very well. Maybe so. But my goodness, these guys are the new whatever duo matchups you want to say would be between running backs or receiver or whatever. They're the new Jettis and Chase. They're new Jettis and Chase. This is what Bijan and Gibbs are. They have taken over the league. They're guys that you could almost guarantee you feel like you're going to get about 18 to 2,000 yards per season. This is what you're getting from these 2 young guys. And whatever money they've gotten over the last couple of years, well-deserved. At number 3, he falls primarily because there's becoming a little bit of a fumbling issue that we're just not liking, and it could be of old age. Of course, he's like younger than us in real life or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But King Henry, number 3, you got concerns. I got concerns. And I worry that the fumbling and the mindset, he beats himself up for it. But he's still King Henry. This guy put up, 1,600 yards last year still? Sure. And that's with him being handcuffed, ball and chain, freaking John Harbaugh, Todd Monken. So he still puts up 1,600 yards. If you unleashed him, you win more games last year. And he puts up 2,000 yards at age, 33, 32, whatever he is right now?
Yeah, 32, I think.
But that's King Henry. He's number 3. Number 4, it's the man who he's on and off every other year, every year. He's going to give you either 200 yards of production because he got hurt or 2,000 yards because he was fully healthy. And that's CMC. He's going to give you 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving when he's healthy. But it's the other year. It's the year that's always a mystery. He's now 30. Now we're going to be questioning. And mind you, we've talked about it with San Fran last week. Are they going to put more of a load on him again this year? So we'll see. So he comes at number 4. Love CMC. He's doing great stuff. Number 5, you have him a lot lower than I do. But I think that now that this team has gotten rid of their problematic, in their eyes, problematic wide receiver 1, it's now fully Saquon Barkley's team. Number 5 is Saquon Barkley. He had an off year last year. Not a good one. Still hit 1,000 yards. But a lot of that, again, bad OCs. Bad head coach. You got another new OC yet again. And now you're definitely focusing on it being run mainly. This is a team that goes about 65-35 when it comes to running and passing. I look at Saquon to bounce back from last year's bad year. Number 6, give me Jonathan Taylor. Give me JT. Give me the man that, like you said, that when you got a competent quarterback that is also a little bit of threatening, he will run route shot. I believe he had about 15 touchdowns or so by week 11 or something like that. He was leading all rushers in a lot of categories.
13. Yeah, he was leading. Yeah, for sure.
And then just because DJ tears everything, his Achilles and all this shit, everyone's like, well, JT, you're our guy. And well, let's lose the division there. So, but I give props to JT. I've been very critical of him years before, but the last 2 years where he's been healthy, he's been doing his shit. Mm-hmm. At number 7, it's the turnover machine. He'll give you 1,600 yards, but he'll give you 10 fumbles. And that's James Cook.
Yeah.
I like James Cook. He's a good player. He's surprisingly probably even better than his brother. Probably.
Yeah. Debatable. It's debatable. Yeah.
Depends how you feel about Dalvin, guys. James Cook is a good. He's been, and this is why I say when people will say Josh Allen does nothing, James Cook takes off so much off his shoulders. When there's games where your QB can take a backseat and do absolutely nothing, you're a top 7 guy. You're a hell of a player. So James Cook at number 7, but his fumbles keeps him out top 5
for sure. Yeah.
Number 8, that is the Miami's own Devon Achane. I think he's superb. I love Devon Achane. Yeah. You can get him on fantasy. He's fucking great. But there are so many questions with his side is, can he stay healthy? Can he stay on the field? Miami now is gone in a situation where I don't like their O-line. I don't like the wide receiver room. I don't like the quarterback. I don't like the coach. Devon, do everything for us. And while he could probably be, how do I say this? CMC in Carolina, I just don't think it's fair to ask him to be that crazy. But they're going to, right? They paid him. So number 8 is Devon Achane. I always hope he stays healthy because he's fun to watch. Number 9, you have him a lot lower than I do. We feel 2 different things about this, man. You feel like he's kind of falling. I feel like he's improving with even less touches, and that's Kyren Williams. Last year, he didn't have as many touches the year before, and he still put up better numbers as far as total scrimmage yards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's got a lesser touchdown that like maybe by 1 or 2 than the year before because they are implementing more Blake Corum. But Kyren Williams, when you got the health and when you got the O-line, this dude fucking runs through these guys. I know Blake Corum is there, and they're going to be a good running back duo and everything. But Kyren Williams is the key to a lot of those stuff. And there was a lot of times during late in the season, Milton, that when they decided to go Blake Corum and sit aside Kyren, Blake couldn't produce what Kyren was doing, and which is what slowed their offenses down. And so Blake's nice now, but Kyron's still going, and his scrimmage numbers at least, and with less attempts, are increasing than what than the other stuff. Yeah, sure, touchdowns probably is not going, and maybe yards per carry is not the same as previous years, but he's still showing production that. And look, I've been fighting for this guy since year 2. Everyone's been kind of down on him since, but I've been saying this guy is a top guy for years, so I'm sticking to him. I'm sticking by his side. Kyren Williams at number 9. At number 10, K9. Now, a lot of concerns, which have been fair in the TikTok comment section. 50 comments, by the way, versus 10 likes. I know I've been conversating on half of them, but I need some more likes, people. I'm just saying, just help me on the ratio. I'm against Seahawks, 1 on 50, 1 against the 12. All right, but nonetheless. K9, when healthy. Milton's been president, and we've been joking about how Charbonnet is RB1.
Yeah.
But when K9's healthy, when you let him be cooking, he will cook you. As you saw when Charbonnet went down, he took over the postseason. Not just the Super Bowl, he took over the postseason. And that's where K9's frustration came. It's like, dude, y'all see the shit I put in postseason? Y'all see how I got MVP? That's who I am. And now you let him go to the Kansas City Chiefs? Oh, hell no. Nah.
Yeah.
Hell no. Nah. He might see another Super Bowl, Milton, in his future, and I don't like that. But I like it for K9. I don't like it for the Chiefs.
Yeah. Right.
But K9 is a top guy. He will alleviate a lot of the issues the Chiefs have. He's a top 10 guy. And if he stays healthy and all that stuff, he might even raise higher because that's just K9. At number 11, y'all laughed at me last year when I had him top 15. He's been quiet. Milton said earlier, he's quiet. Nobody talks about him enough. Chase Brown, I love you, bro. You 11.
I love you, bro.
Every year, we slowly moving on up, and nobody talks about you. And maybe I'm the only guy outside of Ohio that talks about you. But Chase Brown has been moving me. I said it last year. Everyone looked at me. It's like, when we were doing rankings, projections, I said top 15 for Chase Brown. Everyone was like, the best I can give you is top 28. The best I can give you is top 28. That's what everyone looked at me. Milton, Alex, everyone looked at me like nasty. I'm like, y'all don't see what I see. Now he's about to show y'all. And what'd he do? He got Milton to put him in his top 15. That was enough for me, baby. Chase Brown did enough. Sure. He doesn't need Joe Burrow all the time, but when Joe Burrow's there, it is really nice. Don't get me wrong.
It really does. It really is. Yeah.
But Chase Brown has been consistently moving up the last couple of years. And so he's got my nod right now for staying at 11. Now, will he go down? Other people can knock him down. I'll tell you right now, Milton, 12 through 15 is a little weird. Maybe for some people. I don't know, but maybe it's just weird for me. I don't know.
Okay.
But 11 for Chase Brown. Number
Mhm.
12. You're right. He might lose his job. But if he can keep his job for one more year, DeAndre Swift, when he knows how to freaking tuck it in, he freaking goes in there. He kills it.
Yeah.
Monangai might take the job very soon because DeAndre Swift has been bouncing off teams everywhere. But unless Monangai has like a Jahmyr Gibbs season or an Alvin Kamara where he steals it from like the RB1, like how Gibbs did it for Montgomery and Kamara did it for Mark Ingram, I still think it's DeAndre Swift's team.
It is right now.
And at 12, I feel it's great because you saw it slow start. He wasn't tucking his head and going through the defense. But when he did, oh my God. And he has the capability. So if he can be consistent about it, which I think he can with Ben Johnson, I think it's fair to have him at 12. At 13 is the name that you haven't said. Is the only name we haven't said? Or I don't know. Oh, no, DeAndre. Yeah. The other name you didn't say, which I it's fair that y'all don't feel this way about him like I do.
Mm-hmm.
But Rico Dowdle, the last couple of years, especially last year, he should have never been having to question about his position as RB1 for the Panthers. Rico Dowdle was killing it for that stretch where he was averaging over, what was it, at least 140 yards.
Oh, no, he was killing it for like 4 or 5 weeks. Mm-hmm.
And when Chuba Hubbard came back and they were like, well, we just paid Chuba. We don't want to make him feel bad. We're going to give him back RB1. That's the downfall of the Panthers. But when Rico Dowdle, now with, Pittsburgh, a great matchup. What is it? Another year of I don't remember. I don't even think he was able to get 1,000 yards last year.
Jaylen Warren?
No. I don't think Jaylen Warren's got the shit. He lost that job last year. Don't get it twisted. I think Jaylen Warren lost the job to Rico. Like he's not. They brought in Rico for a reason. Actually, you know what? Even with the lack of production, he still got 1,000 yards last year. Rico still got 1,000. So
I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, I feel good. Back-to-back years, 1,000 yards. Dallas made a mistake. Now Carolina's going to make the mistake. And when they play Carolina versus Pittsburgh, guess what? Rico's going to do it again. 200 yards, maybe 180. 200 yards against Carolina. I got Rico Dowdle up there. I'm showing some love. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've got blind faith. Maybe I forgot to put my glasses on. I don't know what it is. But I got Rico Dowdle up there. I love his game.
Okay.
Number 14. I'm lower than him on UR. But I need to see – it's because I need to see more – from him with this team because he's wanted to quit this team, and it's very fair why. Breece Hall.
Okay.
Breece Hall. It's not his fault, but I need to see consistency. He had his first 1,000 yards season last year. I need to see more. Obviously, there's potential, but I need to see more. But he's fantastic. He's still top 15. And then rounding out 15 is Josh Jacobs. He's dipped. He's barely staying at 15. But he's diving off the mountain, Milton. Not just with his possible domestic issues off the field, but last year he went from 1,300 to 900. That's a dip. Right. That is horrible. Yeah. So
even efficiency took a dip. Like he wasn't as efficient, yards per carry and all that.
That's my top 15. And let me check this water because I'm about to choke.
Yeah, right on. Okay, well, with your top two, like I said in my opening. With Gibbs, I get it. I do. You having him too, I do get it. Especially with Bijan Gibbs, it's kind of a thing. So I understand that. You have Henry at 3, that's fair. CMC, yeah, that's fair. Barkley over JT, I'm assuming it's because you favor the Philly situation offensively compared to Indianapolis.
I think he's just used better overall than JT has been. Obviously, last year was a great year for him. Don't get it twisted. But for previous years, I've been off on JT. Like, I've not been a fan. Like, I think people overrated him too early on. I think early on, they overrated him. Then he took a step back. Maybe injuries was a part of it, but he took a step back. Now, the last 2 years, a lot better. I think even last year I barely had a maybe top 8 or 10, something like that last year. I forgot what number I
Yeah,
had
I
last
thought
year.
whatever. I think it was crazy.
But
In my
but
count.
even so, I mean, still he's showing improvement.
Sure.
Saquon, I think he had a it was a weird year for the whole team last year, and
It was.
I don't want to hold that against him too much because it it wasn't just him, the O line, the play calling, the quarterback, everything was going so weird. And Milton, when you're not clicking in the locker room, you don't click on the field.
Of
And
course.
even though they got what was it, like 11, 12 wins last year, the
Mhm.
Eagles never felt like they clicked.
No,
This
especially
year,
offensively. Right.
yeah, this year now with AJ out and maybe they feel like AJ was a problem because, whatever reasons, reading book on the sidelines or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like they'll take a bounce back and the O line will be healthy. I do feel like Philly still prioritizes the O line more than anything. And of course, they should. That's the bread and butter. And that's really what's gotten them, 2 Super Bowls in the last 10 years. So I think Saquon takes a bounce back this year. And my thing is too, Milton, that to have him over JT, if we're so reliant on JT needing Daniel Jones and not Riley Leonard, Daniel Jones is still not going to be there right away, and he shouldn't be rushed. He really should not be rushed. Achilles are horrible,
No,
so he
sure.
might have a slow start, but then end up strong. But that's what I'm basing that on too.
Okay. All right. Let's see what else. My biggest gripe would be Rico. I don't
Rico,
I to have Rico in a top 15 above a guy like Ashton Genty and above Brees Hall, honestly, is kind of crazy. But you have him right next to him, so I can't even really fault you there. But
but
tell me to break this down. Make a good argument for this for me.
okay.
If you make the argument Rico Dowdle over a guy like Javante Williams. I don't see that.
So Javante's situation is I like Javante Williams, but before last year, what was he? A cripple, respectfully. He was hurt a lot. He was unable to stay on the field. There was a lot of questions. There's a reason why Denver let him go, despite early on in his rookie year, he showed signs that he could be their true number one. What happened the next 3 years? Hurt, hurt, hurt.
Sure.
And it plagued his game. Not it didn't play his game, but it plagued his availability. So when you
Mhm.
have 3 out of your first 4 years, you're on the sidelines or on the bench or at home. It's tough for me to put you after one great year. It was a great year, 1,200, his first 1,000-yard season with over 10 touchdowns.
Mhm.
It was a great year, but it's 1 year, right? It's
Mhm.
one. I need to see more of him being healthy. I need to because that's my thing with him. He needs to stay on the field. If he can't stay on the field, there's no justification to keep him top 15. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like that's the biggest thing. Now, if we're just going by skill play only, yeah, of course, Javante has shown since his rookie year that there's something there. And mind you, when I say his rookie year, wasn't he like RB2?
But starting off, yeah.
Yeah, and he was 900 yards in.
Mhm.
That was his rookie year, like that, and that showed signs like okay, Javante looked good. And then what happened the next year, Milton? 4 games. What happened
Right,
the
you
year
got
after
her.
that?
Mhm.
Then he got 13 games, starting 700 yards. Cool. The year after that, 11 games. They couldn't trust him. He was hurting. He was slow. He wasn't playing up the same pace. Then the following year, he's back to himself. In Dallas, he found something with his offense. And we know when you're in Dallas, you'll find stuff.
Mhm.
It's when you go somewhere else, probably that shows you even more. So that's where I gave Rico Dowdle the love. He got 1,000 yards with Dallas. But
Yeah.
like I said, everyone gets 1,000 yards with Dallas. But then he put
Mhm.
up 1,000 yards with Carolina.
Mhm.
And that was with him being handcuffed, with them having a ball chain on his leg because they're like, oh, Chuba Hubbard, we paid him. We got to play him. Sorry. That was stupid. That was
But
truly stupid. Rico Dotto had gone off when you gave him the start, when you gave him the motion. He blew by every defense in his path. He had 3 games over 100, two
mhm.
of them over 180. And then when they handcuffed him, this is the numbers build. This is stupid. They gave him 23, 30, and 25 attempts when he was the guy.
Right.
When he wasn't the guy, 17, 8, 19, 8, 6, 9, like it's like over the time, right? And it's like, how do you handcuff that? How do you go away from the game plan where this is on your bench? This is your bread and butter. He literally gave you 1,000 yards, and you freaking you sat him for no fucking reason. Right. So I think he takes Jaylen Warren's job in Pittsburgh, and I think he's gonna kill it because again, Jaylen Warren wasn't big enough to help Aaron Rodgers last year. Rico Dotto is big enough. Mike McCarthy, who had Rico Dotto in Dallas the last year he was there, or actually almost all the time that Rico's there, he will be able to utilize him the way that he needs to be done. So I do think Rico Dotto, out of respect, is a top 15 guy, and it would have been more proven had they just let him be unleashed last year.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair enough. Okay, I disagree because I think the volume won't be there. I think Jaylen Warren did help Aaron Rodgers a lot. Kenneth Gainwell obviously helped him more in the passing sense, but Jaylen Warren also is very good there. So I just am a bit afraid of how they utilize him. Because like you said, if utilize them properly in Carolina, who knows what would have happened, which I agree with, by the way. But we could say the same thing for Pittsburgh. I understand the Mike McCarthy kind of situation. Makes it more probable that he'll play more. I would agree with that. But I think Javonte has no competition, like whatsoever.
Yeah, no, Javonte doesn't have any like RB2 situation that he has to worry about. But I also don't think there's a reason McCarthy shows up on the team and they sign Rico Dotto. Get what I mean?
Sure.
Like he
sure.
has a lot of faith in him. And they lost Kane. They lost Kane Gainwell, right? They lost him. Yeah. He's now with Tampa.
Tampa.
So he's their new RB2. So now what's the better solution? Is it better because Jaylen Warren was always a better RB2. Last year he did get 900 yards, but he also got a step up in production where they gave him basically 80 to 90 more touches than the year before. So yes, Jaylen Warren is productive enough, but he's actually more productive, I think, as the RB2.
Sure. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Yeah.
But Rico, I think you give him the team. I honestly, Milton, here's what I'll say. If they had just let Rico go crazy, like they had done those like 5 week span, 3 or 4 or 5 week span, he would have hit about 15 to 1,600 yards. He would have been up there with JT and James Cook. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I feel like if they had just let him go, but they didn't. They felt like some sort of obligation to Chuba Hubbard, which was so stupid. So stupid. Like Chuba Hubbard's a good running back.
He is.
Rico's better.
Well, he showed last year that he was. I think they're doing more of a loyalty because Chuba did like produce very well with them. Like you said, they paid him, and they seen the positives with Chuba, but they probably handled that wrong. I would agree with that for sure. So if we look at,
last year he was between rushing yards, he was 14, right above Breece Hall at 15. So it's not too crazy. But again, like Breece Hall, and again, not his fault. I just need to see a little more consistency. If I can get a little more, great. Because Breece Hall's always had the talent. He just hasn't had the right coaches, the right O-line, and the right situation, really. But Breece Hall is there. Like, that's why I didn't ignore him in the top 15. I just need to see a little more. You know what I mean? Like, that's all.
Okay. Last thing I'll say about Rico, because I think I wanted to make sure, because I remembered memory when he had those breakout games, they were against bad teams and bad defenses, right? Miami, Dallas, Green Bay rushing defense. I think this was when Jordan Love was out, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. But then when he had...
I don't think... No, that wasn't when he was out.
Okay.
He played that game.
Okay, gotcha. So that was a close game. I was wondering why the score 16-13,
was so low. Yeah.
Right, right, right.
But remember,
So
it
when
was. Oh, sorry. Go
mhm.
ahead.
The main thing is just because I want to look at the carries, and when I see that he plays a good run stopping defense, not overall defense, the New Orleans Saints, Atlanta, the Rams, New Orleans again, he had bad. He ran it. They ran him, but they didn't do anything because those were good run stopping defenses. So I'm just scared. I don't want to put. I can't put him. That just main reason I'm bringing this up is kind of pushing out why I couldn't even put Rico in a 15. You could be right because the points you're making are valid, but this is like the main pushback is if I look at when he rushed it adequate enough, sure he didn't get 30 touches, but he still rushed it more than a good average. Against good defenses, he didn't do so well. Because I remember I had him I had him in fantasy, and I'd start him in one league, and I just kept him starting because I said screw it, and he really pissed me off a couple of those games, so it made me go back to it. But that we'll see if he can. It can be the opposite at Pittsburgh. Because I do agree with the McCarthy take. We'll see. I just can't do it right now.
I don't know. I get it, but I think Milton, the reason why his numbers don't, because you're saying he got the touches. I don't agree. When you get 20 plus touches from him, he explode. All the other touches,
that's true.
He's basically averaging like almost about 15 or less. Where you get what I mean? Like those, like if you look at per game numbers, like I know you're saying like New Orleans, and you put like a Vita Vea and all this stuff. Like look at those numbers.
Good stuff.
Like they're good, but we also have to think the situations. Those games Chuba Hubbard started. They decided to start Chuba Hubbard those games,
that's a good point.
And they made him the third down guy, and those were third and longs. They weren't third and close. So when he got the touches, he didn't get the opportunity to go explosive like he did in the first or second down. They made him just third down. Okay, all right, Chuba, Rico, punt. Chuba, Rico, punt. So that was a situation in those games. But you saw it when, like you said, if you give him 20 plus touches, he'll give you numbers. But if you give him technically, how many games did he get like under 10? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
5, 6,
a couple.
7.
Those
7 games.
Right.
7 games under 10 touches. He ain't gonna do shit. No one's gonna do shit. Like unless you're Derrick Henry, you ain't gonna do shit with less than 10 touches.
yeah. Right. But okay. Well, I guess your surprise, honestly, is Rico for sure. That's a surprise. Mine would be.
I think for me, my thing for you is Genty, but you made a great point. Now he has Clint this year. Last year he had incompetence with Pete Carroll and whatever stuff he picked up. This year it's going to be a lot better for him because now they'll be using him right. They won't be like, you gotta stand up, you gotta bend over, you gotta stand up, you gotta bend over.
Right.
They'll let him play his situation,
correct.
Not what they want, because really that's how he played last year. Like when they let him be himself, which was like just stand up.
Right.
But they were trying to coach him. All right, we need you to bend over. Like
Chip Kelly. That's
like,
all.
Come on, dog. Like
idiocy. Well, I just it's more of a trajectory and definitely more forecasting. I could. That's why I'm not really tripping on the Genty thing, but I just bet the much better offensive line. Kirk Cousins does not suck. He's not great, and the weaponry without Brock Bowers, that's about it. But they're going to really utilize Genty, and I think he's going to have himself a good year.
Yeah, the tight ends the tight ends and running backs are going to carry the Raiders as far as they can carry them.
Exactly, I agree.
But I think Rico and Ashton would be our own two. Josh Jacobs, I'll be honest with you, he shouldn't be in my top 15, but out of respect for his tapestry, he is.
Right.
I feel like that's where I could have probably put like Ashton or Javonte or maybe someone else that we haven't brought up, but like respectfully, like you would hope he would come back to being the guy he was. You just don't know. And honestly, these off-season things, off-season stuff mess with your mind. Mentally, they can fuck you up. They get a game on the field. We saw Tom Brady last year going through a divorce, did not play well, but also O-line situation, whatever. But here's what I'll say. Josh Jacobs will fall after this year, right? He'll fall off my top 15 because I'm going by right now who it is. The guy that will take over will be one of the guys that got drafted in the second round last year, coming out of Ohio State. Ohio State, if I'm not mistaken. Either Quinshon Judkins or Travion Henderson. One of them is going to steal it this year.
Yeah, I think both of them are good breakout candidates.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Travion, both of them have some kind of Achilles heel, right? Travion because of competition. Ramondre's still there, and Ramondre doesn't suck either. We rather Travion, but playoffs wise, I get why they would stick with Ramondre for a little bit, right? And then with Judkins, it's just the overall team.
Yeah,
it's just like, well, he can be good, but that's not.
Yeah, great. I mean, what was it? Judkins had like 50 more attempts than Travion and still had like 90 yards less.
Yeah, he had like 3-something yards per carry. It was rough. He earned every single thing he got. Judkins did for sure.
And he did, and he played 3 less games because of injury. But okay, so I'll say this: for my top 15 next year, one of the 3 rookies will be my top 15, and it'll be Ashton, Travion, or Quinshon. One of the 3 will break out and take the top 15 for me next year. But I'm leaning towards more Travion because of his situation, that he has on a better team than the other guys in general. But the Ramondre thing is the question.
Yes, but there's so much more upside. And I think the floor is higher for Judkins, especially for fantasy owners. Like Judkins is going to be the back, right? But go ahead.
Sorry, let me not forget. Omarion Hampton is one of those rookies that can actually go ahead and take the spot too.
No, 100%.
If he's healthy, and he can, there's a chance that he could be the guy. Sorry.
What? No. That's actually a good point. Also, I think both of us failed to mention him, and we should, because he's one of the guys that easily next year will be in this list.
He got hurt for like 9-10 weeks, so it's easy to forget. But when he was
Mike McDaniel is going to be, and it was in a Greg Roman offense. He's going to a Mike McDaniel offense where, Mostert, Achane, all these guys, Mostert especially. Come on. Mostert had almost like 20 touchdowns under a guy like Mike McDaniel. So Omarion, I think Keaton Mitchell's a sleeper, not for top 15, but just efficiency under a Mike McDaniel. Keaton Mitchell and Omarion Hampton it's gonna be a joy to watch. I'll say.
J Dog in the comments, I don't know why it didn't go through. I'm sorry, J Dog. I just barely seen it right now. He says, "No way, Joe Mixon isn't top 10."
Yeah, that's kind of
J Dog. We had to negate him because of his situation. What is his update? Is he playing? He didn't play last year.
Exactly. There's no update. I can't put him in any list.
Yeah, if he was playing and if we knew what was going on, J Dog. You know what he did for Houston the first year that he was there? Oh my God. Like, yes, we could, there's a conversation. Right now, I can't put him in there, like, respectfully. Like, there's just nothing respectfully that I can do for Joe Mixon because nobody knows. Our boy Cody, who's a Houston Texans fan, he was praising him, and then even at the end of last year, I guess, I don't know, some Houston news or whatever, he just said fuck him. And I'm like,
what? He wasn't gonna play. Yeah, he wasn't gonna play. So it's like, yeah. Montgomery's taking over that one, man. Gotta tell you.
Montgomery has a chance to be top 15, but he's on the older side, so it's a lot difficult to really go from there. He's on his third team now, so we'll see. But to be fair, there's no running back committee that you like over there. I didn't like Woody Marks.
No,
that's cheeks.
No, yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. This will be an interesting year for the running back. Some guys might surprise us. Travis Etienne. Oh God.
Yeah.
If he can be consistent, maybe he can creep up there. You know what I mean? Like, but we'll see.
They paid him, so you would think. I just think having Alvin Kamara there, he's getting his touches, man. Unless he fell off.
It's a mistake the Jaguars let him go. And by the way, gentlemen,
I agree.
Ladies and gentlemen out there watching, next week we'll be talking about AFC South. We'll be talking about the Jags, the Texans, the Colts, and the Titans. And there's going to be a shakeup probably. We'll see. Maybe new kings of the South in AFC, and maybe new bums Maybe a new bum. Maybe it won't be Tennessee no more. Maybe Tennessee won't be the butt of the joke anymore. Maybe it'll be someone else. But and also next week, Milton, top 15 edge rushers.
Edge rusher. Okay. So strictly edge rusher, not pass rusher, edge rusher, right?
Well, I mean, if you're on the side, murder. So
yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Top 15 edge. So
okay. Gotcha. That's gonna be fun. I got a buddy from work that I think that's J Dog because he texted me a while ago about Joe Mixon.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna want to join. He's a young cat. He knows ball. He's a big Carolina fan though. So it's
his first comment came up here, but then his second one didn't. I'm just so confused on what happened in that situation.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
YouTube's been weird lately, so we'll see how it goes. Oh wait, here we go. We got some. No, that's from earlier. All right. Now it's weird how this thing's updates like so late, but nonetheless, guys, I do truly appreciate it. I hope you guys like, share, and subscribe for all the good stuff. Check out all our videos here on the Puro Pinche Sports. Check out Milton on the People's Debate. Show him some love. Because when he puts up content out there, guys, you're gonna want to have debates. You're gonna probably really disagree, but come with info. Don't just give out blanket statements like people did on the TikTok comments. If you got something to say, back it up. That's all we ask.
Back it up.
Because we will come with receipts.
Yep.
But guys, follow us everywhere. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. Follow Milton on Facebook. I don't have Facebook. I will not check out Facebook again. Thank God. Subscribe here on the channel. We'll be back next week. Kamara Usman, you're washed.
Damn, that made me so sad.
I don't know. I don't know what.
It made me so sad.
I don't want to see DDP versus Strickland 3.
Absolutely not. Somebody get in the mix. I don't want to watch that. I'm so sorry. Islam, go up. Islam, just do it, dude. Just do it. Just do it.
Go light heavyweight.
No, not light heavyweight. That's a little much. That's a little much, though.
Go heavyweight. No. Alex Pereira versus Kamara Usman. Let's go.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I'll throw up. Yeah, you know what? He will be a 3-time champ or 3-division champ. If he does that, sure.
There you go. But throw all the featherweights and flyweights up to heavyweight.
Alex Ilya, just go ahead. Yeah, right.
What's the next card? I don't even know what's the next big card.
The next card, next big one is going to be, I think, Islam. It's going to be the International Fight Week. Okay,
Ankalaev fights this weekend? Okay.
Yeah, but Roundtree got out. What a freaking numbnut. So I don't see that fight being really good. Guskov on short notice. I think Magomed's going to do whatever he wants.
Give Daniel Rodriguez a main event fight. Oh God,
Ain't
Gamrot's
that
got
crazy?
A main event fight. They're sacrificing Gamrot for Salkid. Okay. So the next big one, August 15th, Islam versus Ian. Okay.
Yep. Huge fight. Oh man, I can't wait to talk about that one, dude.
We will make episode between me and Milton to talk about that, and we get Chatty in here. That'd be great.
Yeah.
We'll talk to him, but that's not till next month. So we'll see how it goes.
It's going to be conflicting. My Irish love versus Father's Plan. Oh, God. Which one do I choose? I don't know.
Spoiler alert, it's Father's Plan. Anytime it's Father's Plan, it's always
it's always
one dedication.
Yeah. Father's Plan. That's what it is, damn it. Yeah, you're right.
And you get Umar 2 weeks later. Oh, Father's Plan is going to be high. I'm Milton.
And Song Yadong. Main event. What a fight. Wow. Okay. That's cool. Wait, I feel like who did Umar just beat?
Umar just beat Figueiredo.
Faggy, okay. I was like, he just made but I don't know why I was thinking. It wasn't.
That was January, so that's a long
yeah.
Ramadan.
Well, no, all these guys, dude, they cut so much weight, they take forever to fight again.
Nah, they don't believe in fighting Ramadan. I know. I get it.
That too.
I'm not gonna disrespect their religion. They do their thing.
They do their thing. Respect to it. Whatever. Sure. Yeah.
There you go. All right, guys. Like, share, subscribe. All the good stuff. Be back next week for AFC South top 15 edge. Alex just sent the text to send the leak. Dude, we're done. Dude, there's no way.
Go
Milton,
to
do you want to
sleep.
stick around and hear him?
No,
you want to hear
no,
him?
Alex kick rocks, dude.
Okay.
Next
We have
time.
plenty of time. But all right, fellas, y'all have a good night. Peace out. For Milton, I am Jose Garza. We are Puro Pinche Sports. We are out.
Ouch.